This is the Zac Anesbury Show.
Welcome. On today's podcast clip, we have Professor Colin Campbell from the University of San Diego, California, United States. So you do, obviously, quite a lot with JR, but you alluded to being associated with a number of other journals. Who else?
Oh, no, just on the ERB, not AE. Yeah, I'm not an AE anywhere else. No.
That'd be way too much work, I'd imagine.
That would be a lot. Yeah.
So it looks like you're associated with even almost like the competitor Journal of Advertising. So you're on that.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, I did a special issue for the JA actually before JAR. I'm actually quite proud of it that we had a special section, I should say. It was like part of the journal, part of the issue, but it was on influencer marketing or advertising, right? And I did it with Sarah Rosengren, and we had some really cool papers in that special issue or special section. It was quite cool. So
yeah, do special issue papers tend to get cited pretty well?
I think it depends on the topic, honestly, right? I think if the topic is one that's relevant, potentially, and I think it really depends what the topic is, right? So
yeah. And you're part of the review board for the Services Industries Journal?
Yep, that's right. So there was the editor for that was actually at Kent State, and so she asked me to join the ERB to help out with some papers on social media and stuff like that were related to some my interests. And so I joined to help her out, and then I just sort of stayed on it, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So you were well known for a certain area. They knew that you'd be able to provide excellent reviews for people that were feeding into their journal. Oh, cool, nice.
I mean, we're always looking, I think any editor is always looking for people who are, an expert in an area and willing to provide good reviews, right? That's always useful. So
yeah, very much so. And marketing education review, that's an interesting one. I don't know too much about that journal.
Oh yeah, I think there's two: marketing education review and journal of market education. Those are two more teaching focused journals. And I think both of those, I don't know exactly. I think one probably was Vicky Crittenden because she's the editor of one of them right now. I think it's JME ? But they're cool little journals, and they do they're niche sort of like JAR, which I love, right? But they're focused on research around teaching, and even there's some cool papers in there about different here's a project that works, and some a comparison between one class and another one that didn't have it or something, or ways of doing different classroom activities, or looking at the value or different ways of framing courses and how people find them attractive or not for registration, right? So there's some kind of cool sort of niche stuff in there around teaching.
Yeah. Have you found that to be a good leverage for you on your own CV to be associated with a diverse range of journals, but also including one that's teaching focused as well?
It can help because many times when you're applying for jobs, you have to argue about a teaching or write a teaching statement that argues for our quality as an educator. And I think being able to say that you're part of those journals is useful. I think they're also good journals to read to get ideas and classroom activities, things like that. There's one I used to run my social media class where students would work on they would work on doing social media for a small or medium sized business in the local area. And they would go off and find a client, and then they'd actually take over and post their social media for a semester. It was kind of cool. And then of course COVID hit, and that was so many small businesses were hurt and or just busy with other stuff, understandably, right? And so it was actually it was the conference right before COVID hit. It was Winter AMA here in San Diego, and one of the teaching awards at the Teaching Learning SIG special presentation was a professor who had a super cool idea. He did the same thing, but he did it for teachers. And so rather than working with a local company, what he did is he had the students chose a charity. They could choose whatever charity they wanted, and then they would design a T-shirt, and it was print on demand. So there's no risk, right? And they print one or two, and the students would use it to create ads and then run those ads to try to sell the T-shirts, make money for charity, right? So basically, it was an excuse for them to basically invent their own product. Mm-hmm. Which was kind of cool. And so that worked perfectly during COVID. And I would never have known if I hadn't gone to that teaching, award presentation.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. No, that is very interesting how you can sort of incorporate some of those learnings into, I guess, what other people are doing, but can kind of adapt those ideas to your own courses. Is that?
Yeah, I think it's always good to just sort of be up on that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Zac Anesbury here with just a couple of quick reminders. If you've enjoyed today's podcast, So make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. There are plenty more interviews to come with some of the world's leading marketing academics and practitioners. You do not want to miss these. In the meantime, if you're looking for another way to connect, then follow me on Twitter at Zac Anesbury. That is ZACANESBURY. For my take on the marketing issues of the day.
That was the Zac Anesbury Show.